Hey everybody, Warhorse here, and welcome back to more of Kingdom Come Deliverance. I think first and foremost, before I do anything, I want to go to the bar, or the inn, whatever. Yeah. And my reason for that is purely because I'm curious if they'll give me any quests. So we're a bit further away from Ratai, so I'm curious. I'm not seeing a star though. I was about to say, but at the same time I don't know who's who. Well, here's the inn. And that's locked. So, hello. Hang on. Townsman. Innkeeper. There we go, maybe he'll be able to give us a mission. Either that or we already have what he'd tell us. Day.
Do you know if there's anyone around?
Oh, that's why it didn't pop up. We already have everything. No!
What are you doing?
God, trying to get out of here. Is what? I don't know where Bernard will be, but I'll talk to him as soon as I get a chance. Because he actually has pretty cool missions. They're among my favourite activities to do. It's essentially just bounty hunts, and that's why I like them. Because they're fun! I love the music. I don't think Hans Capon is gonna be happy, and I also don't think he'll leave.
Did I tell you about my wife's late booking?
No,
Bollocks.
I didn't know she did that.
You didn't know she did that?
Not long ago. Always in the evening, while there's still a bit of light.
You're not Bernard. Where's Bernard then? You're also not Bernard. He's up above. Oh no, he ain't. There he is. Oh, he's getting up. Good. Yeah. Come on, Bernard. Can I not talk to him?
Be a bit more.
Hey! My God, I want to talk. Jesus.
What I heard about him, he's a right skinflint. And what did
There
Betty
we
have
go.
to say?
What did Betty have to say?
As you can imagine. Even more when I told
My
you
respects to you.
Indeed. I want to not do any of these. There we go. Any work.
Any chance of some work here, Captain?
Captain.
It all depends on what you're ready to do, my lion.
Anything.
I'm sure you've noticed the roads around here are swarming with brigands.
Right.
Sir Hanush has declared quite a reward for dealing with them.
So what do you think I should do about them?
We know about one of their encampments. It's to the east of Ratai in an abandoned mine.
They all say it so weirdly.
Mind how you deal with it.
Ratai.
Anyway, the leaders generally wear spurs, maybe like they're pretending they're nobility. Who cares? In any case, bring me the spurs, and I'll take it as proof that the deed's done.
Alright, dude.
Well, I'll see to it.
Indeed.
Wait. In addition, Sir Hanush has offered a reward for every bandit who's killed. So take a good sharp dagger. You'll get a bit extra for each ear you bring.
Oh. Isn't it? That sounds like a bit of fun.
Very well. That sounds amusing.
Well, as for amusement, I'd entertain myself by being very careful, lad.
Yeah, okay. I don't think Sir Hans is gonna want to indulge. I think if I want to go with him, I think I need to go at dawn, so at 6 AM. Also, I've not done this as of yet. No. Which is quite, not ironic, but strange. Here we go. Honing! If you want to maintain bladed weapons, you can save your repair kit and hone it yourself on a grindstone, which you can find at every smithy. Just approach the grindstone, start the process, and select from the list which weapon you want to hone. The weapon must be honed along the whole length of the blade. Select which part with R. The blade must be held at the correct angle to the grindstone. If the angle is too shallow, the edge won't be sharpened. If it's too steep, you can dull the blade. You can control the angle with R. You have to keep the grindstone turning using LT. You must also exert the correct pressure to make sure you hone the edge at all. Pressing also depletes your stamina. To press, use RT. You can recognize correct honing by flying sparks, whereas black smoke coming from under the blade tells you you are damaging it. A well-honed blade is smooth and shiny. Yeah, you can actually tell that this is fairly not honed. There we go. Okay. Oh god, that was smoky. Oh good. I think that's good enough, actually. Boop. Okay, merchant's sword. Yep, 91. It was at 58 before, so I think that's good. So, just want to talk to this guy to get some armor kits.
Though you'd be better off going for a good scrub. You stink like a badger.
Oh, thanks, I guess. Repairs. How much would it cost me? Wait, select all. Only 630. Not that bad, actually. But I don't think I'll be able to fix the rivets. No. Let's talk trade. And instead, I don't know if I can sell him anything. No, I've got nothing on me. Okay. Yeah, the only thing I could think... Fuck, I don't want to do that. Ah! Let's try again. I want... Sharp as a knife. Ooh. Oh, a small skill on sharpening and honing. Yes. Small armor kits. I'll buy 5. God, that's a lot of money. What could I sell? I don't think I could sell anything that would get me enough money for that, so sod it. Check basket. And haggle! I'll try and get him down to 300.
Let's talk about the price.
Alright.
Yeah, right, so... Actually, no. Wait. It was actually lower than that, but sure, go for that.
I knew we'd come to an arrangement.
Yay! It worked, I suppose. Where could I sit? Oh, this'll do. Okay, it won't. I can't sit on it. I'll go and see... Sir Hans first. So I have a feeling he'll probably just screw me over. And, you know, say that I'm an idiot and I should have come earlier, yada yada yada. But if he doesn't, then, well, I'll do the mission first. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. Hello, Sir Hans. So, what the bloody hell are you doing? Hunting?
Here I am.
I'm overjoyed.
Oh, there we go.
Have you got a horse?
Nope.
No, sir. Where would someone like me get a horse?
Good point. Unless it was a cart horse, I suppose. Well, you'll just have to trot along behind me like a good dog.
Can I borrow a horse?
But, sir, isn't there a horse I could borrow?
Oh, certainly. Why don't you just have mine? Or, then again, you can just run alongside as befits a peasant.
Right, dickhead. Oh, right, we learned about Sir Hans Capon. Oh my god. The underage son of Jan Józek, I don't know how you say their name, and head vicar of Dauber. After the death of his father, his family, the Lords of Lipa, his uncle Henry, his son Hanush, and his brothers became his guardians. Young Lord did not take possession of Ratai and hereditary estate in Polna until 1412. Soon afterwards he entered political life and he held positions in the provincial offices. After the imprisonment of Master Jan Hus, he signed a petition in his defence, but during the Hussite Wars he was initially on the side of the League of Lords against the Hussites in a few minor battles. In 1419 he took part in a battle against the Hussites at Cuman. Apparently due to the influence of his close neighbour, is that Leszek of Kravar of Sternberg. There are no records indicating he took part in the war later. His son was Heinrich whatever, who achieved high office in the Kingdom of Bohemia, becoming Royal Hofmeister and Mince Master. Cool. Right, cool. I will read more. I just want to do other shit first. Can I not just take this? Or this? We learned about hunting, which is in general, of course. Actually, that's quite close. He'll get it, eventually. Sir Hans. Or not. Oh my god. Wait. I could unhorse him. That'd be funny. Oh Jesus. Okay, his horse like assaulted me. That's bullshit. I still find it funny that if you punch a chicken, it explodes. Like all the feathers just burst off of it, and you're just left with a plucked chicken. As you might imagine, it looks pretty funny. This is what takes forever, though. Yeah, waiting for him. I mean, I can run ahead, but what does it achieve? Nothing. He waits for me, which is stupid. Come on, let's get a move on. I was about to say, I think he's broken.
Let's go! Yeah! Hurry up, blacksmith!
Indeed. Right up your arse, you're not even moving. Ay, oy, oy. And he didn't know how to get around a dog. My goodness. I also like how I've got a better bow than him. At least the one I have looks better, at least. Do. Oh well. Imagine if I'd bought a horse.
Here, blacksmith.
Oh.
About that business at the alehouse.
Yes, sir?
Hanush was right. I should have behaved differently.
Ooh.
More, well, gentlemanly. But that doesn't mean you were in the right. You can't throw a lord out of the tavern in his own town. Understand?
Yes. I was just...
What? Speak up! Don't worry, I won't bite your head off.
It's just that when you said those things in the arena, sir, I was, a little upset.
Ah! I just like to tease greenhorns a little. And you vexed me too. You were insolent to Captain Bernard and they rewarded you with service. Whenever I do anything reckless, even if it's for my honour, Hanush is on my back about it and I get punished. Like now.
I didn't mean to threaten anyone.
Well, it's all water under the bridge. Let's not spoil our hunt.
Alright. To be honest, Hans isn't actually a dickhead. He just comes across it to begin with because he acts all pompous and like a dick. Probably like most people back in those days did, to be fair. Like, if you weren't nobility, they would treat you like dirt. So I mean...
Talk of something else. Is this your first time hunting?
This kind? Yes.
I've been hunting since I could walk. If you're not a complete blockhead, you might learn something useful.
Of course.
If you don't cock it up entirely today, maybe I'll take you again. It's always helpful to have a minion at hand.
As I said, I have hunted before, but it wasn't...
Chasing bunnies with a pitchfork isn't hunting. Observe and learn.
I'll do the best I can, sir.
I can't remember how much further we go before it cuts to a fast travel sequence. Where it just shows the map. And us moving along it. Is he just holding those in one hand? Look at him bouncing! Boing, 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 boing. That looks hilarious. He also has two dogs with him.
Listen, I wanted to ask you about Skalitz.
Oof.
I don't know if... that is, sir, I don't know if that's a suitable topic of conversation for the hunt.
We're not hunting yet. I'd like to hear about it at last from someone who was actually there.
Okay.
Humans attacked Skalitz and, anyone who didn't flee.
That's what they all say. I want details.
Is it really necessary, sir?
Arguing with the nobility again, eh? It seems you're a bit of a rebel.
No, not at all, sir. It's just that... well, it's hard for me to talk about.
I see. So I'll have to get you drunk first.
Not sure even that would work.
We'll have to find out, won't we? There's a nice little place just north of here. We'll camp there and you can tell me all about it.
If you wish, sir.
And don't dilly-dally. Let's try and get there before the day's out.
I've got this plan.
Cut to cutscene where you just hear a person on the road just, I got this plan. See, we're moving pretty fast now. That never happened before. What a lot of bullshit. fast travel that's not this, it moves so slow, and I get the feeling this is the speed you're meant to go, and my game's just broken or something. I don't know, man. Man, I ain't got no clue. Whoa, what? What's the fast travel point? Oh, right, that's just where we're going to. I'm gonna say, there is not a fast travel point here. Maybe there is. But... Boom, boom, boom. Hey, we're here. Finally, yes. Who the fuck? A wayfarer. Yeah, dude. Why are you here?
We'll make camp here.
I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
Maybe. The horse that bolted. Wait, what?
Have you seen a horse running loose? A dappled grey?
I have indeed. Or at least I did see a riderless horse gallop through here. It went too fast for me to be sure of the color.
Where did you see him?
A short distance down the road, there's a brook. I was there fetching water when that horse gave me the fright of my life.
And where did he run onto?
Well, he splashed about and then ran upstream into the woods.
Much obliged.
My pleasure. Good luck in your search.
Ah, there we go. I just found it really weird that he's here. But whatever. Maybe I'll take from this. Oh no, it's close to stealing. Of course, of course. I'm not sure what my nourishment's at. 87. I won't need to eat.
Bring me wine and bacon from the saddlebag.
Ooh, good choice. Maybe not the wine, but bacon. I can get behind some bacon. Boom. We got bacon. We got wine. Yeah! There you go. Boom. Got him.
Coming up, sir.
At long last.
Oh, there we go. Ta-da!
So, are you enjoying being on the hunt?
I am, although we haven't actually hunted anything yet.
That doesn't matter. Hunting is a diversion. The main thing is to get out of Rattay for a while. Listening to Hanush's lectures all day long would drive anyone mad.
What about your parents?
How come Hanush looks after you anyway?
Oops.
For a start, he doesn't look after me. I'm not an infant blacksmith's boy. Hanush is just managing my property until I'm an adult.
When will that happen?
What are you implying?
Nothing. I didn't mean it like that. I meant that you seem quite adult to me already, sir.
Well, it's hard to say. Before he died, my father appointed a council of nobles to decide the matter. Only they can't be bothered travelling halfway across the country just to assess the claim of some stripling. Under normal circumstances, it wouldn't be necessary. The king would decide on my adulthood. Only...
The king is gone.
Yep.
just so.
What do you do with your time?
If I may ask, sir, what does a lord like you do all day?
When I was little, I was awfully bored, I can tell you. There was always some courtier or teacher dogging my footsteps. Now I spend most of my time trying to learn from Sir Hanush. Governing is no joke, at least most of the time. Only last week I had to listen to complaints from my subjects.
But that could be interesting too, couldn't it?
My lord, this yokel here empties his piss pot in my yard.
And sir, that old hag put a spell on my cow, and
Sir, my old woman is fucking half the village.
like a flock of sheep, bleating all the time. Even study is more interesting.
Brilliant.
What are we going to hunt?
Cumans.
What? Cumans? But
You should see your face! I got you there. We'll see what we can get. But I'd like to bag a boar. One, at least. And a few hares, too, eh? But what about you? Before I couldn't get a word out of you, now your tongue's loosened. So, tell me about Skalitz. I heard Sigismund had 100 banners there.
Alright. Sod it.
I don't know, sir. I didn't have time to count them. It's not easy for me to talk about, sir. My parents were killed right in front of my eyes.
Well, couldn't you do anything about it? I mean to say, didn't Radzig put up a defense?
They caught us unprepared. There was no time for anything. I wanted to save my parents, but I was too late.
All right, then. I was only asking.
No worries.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean...
That's all right, Henry. Don't mind me. Sometimes I open my mouth before thinking, too. Well, never mind. Anyway, it's too late to go anywhere today. But tomorrow we set off at first light. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Wait until dawn. Alright, while I wait, I'm gonna read a book. For probably only 3 hours. Hooray! Maybe I have multiple books. I'm pretty sure I only have the one, though. I did buy a book. Yeah, I did. Sharp as a knife. Many tools are not properly sharpened. That's often because their users don't take the time to maintain them. But to keep things sharp, all you need is a quality whetstone and practice. And it takes 3 hours. What do you know? Yeah, my comfort, 120%. Crazy. I would say this quest's actually a lengthy one, but I don't really think it is. Nah, you can do what they want and then just wait. And I mean wait like this, not actually stand there just waiting doing nothing. If you stood there doing nothing, it would take forever. Because time in this game does not pass very fast. I got a thing in... Oh yeah, I got 2 levels as well. One in mace combat, and then the other... I'll go with this. The third wonder of sword fighting is the... Is it Schnitt? Or cut, which doesn't defeat the opponent, but makes it difficult for him to continue fighting after several feints. Slash unexpectedly at the opponent's forearm. Hey! And then we got defense. And of course, knight in shining armor. In sunny weather, the glint of your armor will dazzle everyone so much you'll be taken for a noble knight. And have +4 charisma bonus. Oh, nice. Wait, where are all my... Why does all my equipment keep getting, like, unequipped? It's bullshit, and it's an annoyance. Right there, Capon's bow. As for arrows, who the bloody hell cares? I don't have tournament ones, so I guess I'll use hunting. Boom. Oh yeah, I do have the necklace. Right, I stink because I haven't washed. Oh, right. Go and see Teresa. I'm kind of weary about going to see her again. Mostly because I know what happens after the 3rd time. And it ends with a sex scene. Right, okay, locations. Okay, I was gonna say that was weird. Ujits. Yeah, we've read these. Events, also, red. Armorsmith, okay. These have all been read. Right. So, furniture's where I made it to. Okay, so, at the beginning of the 15th century, Czech furniture was made of planks and boards using construction of varying intricacy. The timber used was oak, fir, walnut, linden, ash, larch, and spruce. The surface was treated with beeswax or linseed varnish. By the end of the Gothic period, shellac varnish came into use. Staining was done by smoking, using fermented cabbage water, or blanching with lime water. Tables and chairs had much the same design, with flat side panels or X-shaped boards. Chests were made in various sizes for keeping dry goods, garments, or other small items of property. Townspeople slept on beds with drapes. Village homes were very simply furnished. The peasants made their own furniture from split and dressed planks and posts. In peasant cottages, they slept on beds of hay or straw laid on the ground. Joiners and carvers decorated furniture with ornamentation. The most expensive furniture had metal elements which served to brace and reinforce as well as having a decorative function. Most of the furniture in Kingdom Come Deliverance is based on medieval examples from the 12th to the 16th centuries. Greetings! Wow, alright. Oh, right, yeah, I see what it means. The basic form of greeting was bowing, with numerous variations depending on the occasion and the mutual status of the participants. A light bow with the right hand on the heart would befit two noblemen of equal rank. A deeper bow was a more respectful greeting to a guest or someone of higher standing. The next level was to kneel on the left knee and bow the head in deference to rulers, barons or high-ranking commanders, and it expressed allegiance. The person would have to remain in this position until invited by the superior to rise. The most subordinate level was to bow while down on both knees, an expression of complete subjugation, often combined with a plea, typically for mercy. Doffing headwear was a practice that came in with Burgundian fashion in the 15th century. Loyalty was expressed by kissing the rings of magnates and prelates. It was not proper to kiss the hand of ladies, but they were given a deeper bow than their social rank alone would elicit. Particular forms of salutation also applied when addressing a certain person, e.g. in writing. For example, a townsman was to be addressed as honest, a baronet as esteemed, and a titular lord as highborn. In the countryside, people greeted each other according to their nature, often mentioning in the greeting wishes of good health, prosperity, and God's blessing, or making a reference to Christian tradition, God bless, Christ be praised, etc. Cool. Guilds and crafts. Medieval towns society was made up largely of craftsmen and merchants who ensured its socio-economic growth. Based on their freeman rights, they could exercise their craft and had the right to market. In addition to privileges such as the protection of and support for the town's operation, healthcare and food provision, it was their duty to pay taxes on every sale or transport of goods outside the town limits. In essence, the status of the municipality was dependent on them, hence it was important that they did not relocate and ply their trade elsewhere, passing their occupation on to following generations. In the space of 1 century, several craftsmen of the same profession would be active in a town. These artisans gradually begin to form themselves into groups with political and economic rules, or members' guilds. They had their seals of office and pennants bearing the guild crests granted by the monarch. Each member of a guild had the support of the others, and they all agreed on prices and the regulation of sales and the rules for apprenticeship and discharging their duties. No one without guild membership could trade in goods. The more you know. Healing herbs. So healing herbs played an important role not only in medieval cuisine, but also as the foundation of the healing arts. Knowledge about herbs was disseminated either by word of mouth between herb women in the country, or between monks and scholars via ancient scripts. Many herbs can be taken in form of teas, concoctions by prolonged cooking, infusions in scalding water, as extracts, macerated, tinctures, alcohol, leached, or steeped in vinegar, juices or concentrates for gargling. Adding honey or sugar did nothing for the efficacy. I suppose that's like the efficiency of herbal salves, but it did help the medicine go down better. In addition to ingestion, herbs were applied in the form of creams, ointments, poultices, or oils, emulsified and diluted in water. In certain cases, the advice was to sleep on cushions filled with dried plants. It was believed, especially in rural areas, that the properties of the herbs were affected by the particulars of when and how they were gathered, for example, on midsummer night, at midnight, etc., accompanied by special formulaic incantations or enchantments. Heraldry. Heraldry is the doctrine of characters and symbols depicted on coats of arms. Governed by fixed rules, and the relevant know-how was privy to nobles and knights. It was a necessity because Europe of that time had so many noble families they simply could not be memorized. By applying heraldic symbolism and rules, however, the wearer of his dynasty could be identified from his battle pennants and coat of arms. Simplified heraldic symbolism was also used on the coat, on the arms and equipment of urban militias and the attire of soldiers of a feudal lord. House and dwellings. Oh, wow. Houses and dwellings, actually. The core of the medieval house, whether in a village or town, consisted of a kitchen, a hall, and living room, hearth room. All were on the ground floor. From the 15th century onwards, upper stories started to be added. The walls were insulated from the outside with clay daub, which also gave the house some fire protection. Windows were kept very small to save heat. The grounds of the house were usually fenced in, and the courtyard had gates broad enough to admit a covered wagon. Attached to houses were utility buildings, barns, stables, outhouses, forges, and woodsheds, or food granaries. Waste was taken outside the house into the fields or disposed of in cesspits. Outside the house would be toilets built over sewage pits. The typical village house was single-story, with the front door leading in from the courtyard into a central space, off which was a living room and a chamber. The houses were built of wooden on stone foundations. The jizba, or main room, of village households constituted the living space and kitchen with an oven and a hearth. Above the hearth was a smoke hole to the roof space. Other areas served as stores for cereals, tools, food in jars or chests, etc. Lighting was provided by torches, candles in pottery candlesticks, and most of all by firelight from the hearth. The floor was compacted clay mixed with straw, leaves, or animal hair. The roof was typically thatched, sheafs of a rye or reed straw, often doubled. In front of the house was a garden and a courtyard with farm buildings for poultry, pigs, and cattle. And the hunt. I've only read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hunting was always a source of meat and furs. Look at that picture. Wow. Mainly for the lesser nobility. For the aristocracy, courtly hunting was more for enjoyment, being much cheaper entertainment than tournaments, while providing similar thrills. Hunting became a favourite pastime, and chasing game with dogs became almost a ritual. Hunting weapons were similar to those used in battle: bows, crossbows, spears, daggers. Dogs were used to track and chase down game until the exhausted animal stood its ground in last defence. Then came the moment for the hunters, up till then only following the sound of the baying hounds, to down the animal with an arrow or spear. Finishing off on the ground was done with a sword or dagger. Falconry, hunting with a falcon, originating in the Orient, and other specifically trained raptors, goshawks and sparrowhawks, was more of a fashion, a pursuit for both men and women. The poorer classes were not allowed to hunt in the forest, subject to strict penalties with the exception of hare hunting. Hygiene! Oh my god. From the 13th century on, waste was dumped behind the house or buried in pits. Toilets consisted of cesspits, topped with a wooden superstructure with a seat or just a board. There were water drainage systems and no lack of freestanding latrines or outhouses or at castles' privies. It was not uncommon for a latrine to be shared between several dwellings. In the inhospitable and badly heated castles, there were sometimes bathrooms with bathtubs or even plunge pools. Swimming was attractive not just as a means of cleansing the body, but also for pleasure. In private houses, a bathroom was a sign of luxury and high status. This did not mean that wealthier residents washed more often, just that they were more readily able to put on clean clothes. The most common acts of hygiene included hand washing, even the poorest homes affording a basin with a water pitcher or a suspended water system with a faucet. The cleanest people were villagers, who would often wash in the stables or the river. The church was generally against cleansing the body, and so allowed the priests or monks to bathe only twice a year. Ugh. Wow, twice a year, at Christmas and on the feast day of some chosen patron. In spite of this, there were public baths in each town, where people went not just to get clean, but to socialize. Contrary to today's notions, the people of that time were not very prudish, and men and women shared the bathhouse together. Even the urban poor had the right to visit the baths, paid for by the municipality? Cool. Invective. Although the more educated or higher born tried to keep invective and vulgarities out of their speech, swearing has been part of the vernacular since time immemorial. Profanity was not only verbal, but often appeared in written form in documents that sought to defame and humiliate those addressed. Some of the slurs arose by corrupting foreign language expressions, others were derived from animals and their attributes. Often used as insults were onomatopoeic words, articulated noises or metaphors. Words derived from adjectives, attitudes towards work, criminal offences, political stances, professions, psychological malaise, or people's names. The worst kind of insult questioned the honour of the individual, such as swear